Hello, and welcome to my Mass Media and Popular Arts project. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it explains correctly the theme and representation that I'm trying to explain. This is a picture of me, and my name is Monique Moreno. Thank you for joining me again as I attempt to make this presentation. This presentation will be based on the theme of the portrayal of families in television, along with the representation theory, specifically with how dads were perceived in the 1950-ish era and how they are perceived in the 2000 eras in sitcoms. First, let's start with Leave It to Beaver. This show aired from 1957 to 1963. You can see from this photo a loving, happy family, and how the dad even has his loving arm, his arm lovingly wrapped around his wife. This next photo shows how everyone is adoringly looking at the patriarch of the family. This shows that they look up to him and see him as the leader of the family. You can even see how they're standing in a line from tallest to shortest, which obviously the dad is first. Here we see the father teaching his son to play baseball. He isn't standing over him yelling, and he doesn't look angry. In fact, he leans down to be at the same level as his son, and you can see from his facial expressions that he genuinely cares about his son and wants him to learn. Here again, you see a happy family sitting around the leader of the family as he shows them an album or a book. They again appear happy, and you can see the love in their eyes and the way they all are gathering around and cuddling around with each other. Here we see the family is working on a craft together. You can see that the father is the one giving the directions, but everyone is happy and willing to obey his command. In the next slide, we are going to see how the father explains the place of a woman and how his son sees it as okay because there is no need to question the leader of the family.
Dad's funny. What's funny? Well, whenever we cook inside, Mom always says it cooking. But whenever we cook outside, you always do it. How come?
Well, it's sort of traditional, I guess. They say a woman's place is in the home, and I suppose as long as she's in the home, she might as well be in the kitchen.
Now we move to the more present and take a look at the show Two and a Half Men. We can see here that there is no mother and what appears to be only a dad and another male and a son. The other male is the bachelor uncle. This picture shows how the uncle likes to be alone and doesn't really seem too excited about the idea of his brother and nephew moving in. It also shows how the dad is showing his son that it's okay to barge in on his uncle's life. This slide shows that a situation that should only involve the dad and the son has now also involved the uncle and one of his ex-girlfriends. The son needed a jockstrap and was embarrassed by the uncle when the ex-girlfriend shows up and makes it really awkward, as if it wasn't awkward enough. Here you see the son holding what could be a reading book or school book. He appears to need help, but instead of the father lovingly helping him, he looks confused and uncomfortable, and whatever lesson his uncle is trying to teach him. It's a big difference from the previous, almost similar picture with Leave It to Beaver. Here's another scene where the dad and his younger girlfriend are role-playing and the mother brings the son home. The father has clearly forgotten that his son was coming home today. The next slide shows how the son's actions are a reflection of the father's.
Hey, look who's here.
Hey, Dad.
Dude, are you gonna kiss me goodbye?
Apparently not.
Do how rude he is to me?
Yeah, it's terrible. I'll talk to him.
I wish you would because wait, Alan.
In the text Popular Culture by Marcel Dunnessy, Gross and Gerbner found that those who spent more time watching television tended to have beliefs and values about reality that were consistent with those programs they watched. So people could watch The Good Fathers and be good fathers, or they could watch The Bad Fathers and be bad fathers. Once again, we see people in the 1950-ish era would see programs with families that were together and happy, and so they also had families that were happy and together and were loving. Nowadays, in the 2000s, we see sitcoms or programs where the dad is missing or the parents are divorced. When the dad is around, you can see tension, and gone are the happy families, and gone is the love. Or sometimes the dad just tends to neglect his children. Walter Lippmann stated in his book, Public Opinion, the growth of mass media culture had a powerful and direct effect on people's minds and behavior. This goes with how dads were and are seen and how some of them are looked at now. In conclusion, our text states that males used to be portrayed as strong, silent, but family-bound people. In the 2000 sitcoms, it shows males as diverse and as being gay, single, and as bad fathers. The lower picture is a son waiting in the rain to be picked up by a father who has forgotten him.